across North Carolina is now up 20% in 1 year. That's according to a recent report from apartmentlist.com. An average of $200 increase across the state. That's higher than the national average. News Channel 12's Kate Hussey talked to property managers and tenants affected.
Checking you out. Here you go.
Opening a business in the middle of a pandemic has been quite the journey for Holly Shuda, trying to stay afloat amid shutdowns, rising gas prices, and inflation.
October of 2020 is when we opened, so we opened in the midst of COVID, so it has been a ride.
Yet just as she sorted out the many obstacles standing in her way, a new one started to emerge, the possibility of a rent increase.
Our lease is actually coming to an end, so we reached out to find out, is things increasing, because we know inflation's happening, everywhere is increasing. Overhead for small businesses kills us. So increases in rent and stuff like that, it can take you out.
Thankfully for Holly, her landlord chose not to increase her rent.
He is a gem.
Yet for many others across the state, that's not the case. New data from apartmentlist.com showing the cost of rent went up 20% on average from 2021 to 2022. Rent in eastern North Carolina going up by more than 15%.
Well, it's all stemmed from a couple of years ago. There has been a housing shortage.
Janie Figuera, president of Real Estate Plus in New Bern, says it all goes back to supply and demand. She says families that consolidated during the recession of 2008 are now branching out, purchasing more houses and creating a housing supply shortage.
And in doing that, of course, anybody that has a rental property says, well, if there's a shortage, let me ask more money.
That's where the demand comes in. The even worse news, when the price goes up, there's a slim chance of it coming back down. Yet Figuera says there is some good news. The higher prices create competition.
It makes the older apartments keep their appearances up.
Holly hopes one other good thing comes out of the rent increase, an increase in appreciation for local businesses, still doing everything they can just to stay afloat.
Small businesses are everything, especially in little towns like Little New Bern, especially during inflation, struggle months. It is so important to support small businesses.